We're a couple days into staying at the resort with me and the 3 kids, and my other daughter decides she can't do it anymore. She needs to come with us. Part 74 of sharing my story on here because it's so much easier than writing another book. We work it out that he brings her down to us, and now it's me and the 4 kids going on this road trip with no clear agenda. Really, I'm just wanting to visit my oldest daughter, get my son's back in with his doctor that had helped him so much with the Lyme before, and just figure out life. I'm I've got to get away from this because he clearly is not there for me. He's not there for us. Oh, there was one point after Grant had died where the stress of everything that's going on was just weighing on my chest so much. And I had thought that I had had a heart attack. It was early in the morning. Reed and I were talking in the kitchen, living room, and I just got so dizzy. My chest started to hurt so bad. And I just had to fall on the floor. And his response to me I knew I was next. He was like, "What do you want me to do about it? I'm going to work." And he walked out the front door. And I laid there for another 20, 30 minutes, just trying to regulating my heart, going, okay, I have to get out of this. This is going to take my life as well, because if Grant isn't evidence of what this type of abuse can do for the long term, and at this point I'd been in for 21, 22 years, I'm I have to get out of it. So the eviction in a lot of ways was sweet relief, but traveling with 3, now 4 kids is not easy either. It's really rather expensive. And my son has to go to the doctor. And I'm okay, this is just a faith walk and a faith journey. After we had spent a few days at this little resort, we started traveling towards Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we had a good time. We spent a couple nights in Flagstaff. And then when we made it to Albuquerque, it was way cooler than what I expected. Albuquerque is so underrated. People are oh, cities are dangerous. Cities are dangerous. All cities are dangerous. You just have to be respectful and speak to people with kindness, and you'll really have a good time. It's such a cool, eclectic city. And during the month that we spent in Albuquerque, there was just so much emotional chaos and frustration and anger that amongst the kids, because we went from this 5,000 square foot house to now we're in 2-bedroom Airbnbs, and there's not enough space. There's not enough just room to breathe. And then their entire life just fell apart. And few of us are oh, this is a new adventure. But then a few were not real happy about it. And my youngest son had to leave his girlfriend that was in Las Vegas. She was in Las Vegas. It just wasn't going well. And I had told the 2 kids that weren't very excited about traveling, once we do Albuquerque, you guys can go back if you want to, because I'm not going to force you to come with me. But the option is, if you're not coming with me, you have to live with him. And I don't know what living with him is going to be. And he's not any more stable than I am. So, what do you want to do? By the time we got down to the end of it, they were we want to go back. We cannot do the traveling. We can't go further east. And I was just okay, let's pack it up. And I drove from Albuquerque. It's about, I think it's 600 miles. Yeah, it's 600 miles from Albuquerque to Las Vegas. Dropped them off. And I stayed one night in a hotel. And don't you know, I had made it about an hour out of town the next day when the kids called me. And my daughter was "Mom, I am so fucking mad. I don't know what to do. Dad started a cuddle business." And she's she was just so appalled that he would just be so disrespectful, because she understood like the surface level of what had went on between him and I. But really, she saw all of the neglect. She saw all of the pain, all of the abuse. And now he decides to start cuddling with random men and women who are married. And she's just telling me all of this stuff. And she's like, how can he do this? And in my head, I was like, he waited until I was out of town to tell them. He never told me about it. He just decided to get there and pop it on them. And then he's way oversharing. Like, and that's part of the challenge and how he creates conflict with them, is that he's like oversharing all these dudes that are messaging him and like talking about the pictures. And she's just like, I don't want to know anything about this. Like, just stop. And he does not stop. He does not listen. He just keeps talking and talking and talking. And so every day I'm talking to them multiple times a day, just trying to help them stand in their power. Yeah, remind them who they are. Yeah, be clear and kind with your words. You don't have to take any shit. Like, if you don't like the way he's talking to you, like, just basic boundaries. Like, you can tell him, I'm not interested in having a conversation, and walk away. And in the meantime, the three of us are like, okay, we're ready to go to the East Coast, to the South. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. And so we start beelining it across Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas. We got out of there real fast and made it down into Louisiana. And I just love it down here. Like, it's really fun and enjoyable. It's like New Orleans is like an entire city of extroverts. And we have absolutely no idea when or how money is going to come in. And oddly enough, because things are so unpredictable, he keeps giving us money. And so while we never really know what we're going to do the next night or how we're going to get there or where we're going to eat, money comes in the nick of time every single time. And I'm like, okay, thank you, universe. We're going to tackle this. I know I'm free and the kids are free. And then the most awesome thing happens, because the two that are with me are really finding their power in their sovereignty. And they're starting to like really strip away not just the things he had said and how he had behaved, but see the deep structure of our family and how these dynamics have impacted us and kept us small. And they start to really rise in the most amazing ways. And we're forming a team and we're getting the social media done. Y'all, they're the ones who run the social media for Functional Human Design. I do the videos, but then they do all the editing and posting and commenting. And it is just amazing to be able to have a team. But what's even more amazing is seeing your kids stand in their power. See them come alive and take ownership over their life and say, yes, we're going to do this away from all of the drama and trauma that we've been a part of, and we're going to live free. It is a sense of freedom and a sense of joy and pride that I have never experienced. And seeing my other two kids who are still in with him, they are just finding strength and they're leaning on each other. And it is so fucking beautiful.